get better.
And now the Golden State Warriors starters. We've got Joel Embiid. Siakam is out there with Reed. Then it's Jordan, and it's Johnson in at the point guard position. And for Brooklyn, Durant is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Drexler. Then it's Malone, and it's Robertson in at the point. 6 on the shot clock. Johnson against Robertson. Johnson can't get it to go.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
And Durant just great at picking apart the defense. When they leave one of his guys open, he is quick to get the ball to them.
And so it's the Nets getting on the board first. Embiid inside. He's covered by Malone. Here's Reed. Malone with the block.
How about the quicks there by Malone to get up and deter that shot, utilizing that size and reach for the rejection.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Siakam. On opening night, Clark, both teams would love to start off, obviously, on a winning note.
Without question, I mean, setting that winning tone. Oh! Oh, man!
And he moves so well. When Leonard drives the lane, it's pretty much a guaranteed bucket. Terrific body control, and he plays with the ultimate force.
And it's Jordan atop the key. And good coming off the assist by Magic Johnson.
Took a little time, but they get one to go. Maybe they're warmed up now.
Robertson outside. And here's Leonard from 3. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And the offense, I mean, 3 of 4, a solid start for this game.
Here's Johnson, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Yeah, watching Johnson exert his will down low now, using his height and quick release quite well inside.
Robertson kicks to Leonard. It's deflected. Johnson against Robertson. Passes it to Reed. Malone with the steal. Robertson passes to Drexler. No good on the triple. Warriors trail by 3. Siakam outside. Here's Johnson. Now the pass to Jordan. Here's the floater. Inside, and here we go. Brooklyn fast break. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Nets.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunity. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
He lobs it up, and it's Malone finishing it off.
And, you know, the timing from Malone, impeccable. Really good awareness, too. Knows exactly when to rise for that alley-oop.
And a great front office in Brooklyn. General manager Sean Marks taking over in 2016, and he just signed an extension.
And, you know, guys, that San Antonio tree has some great branches on it all over the league, and he's one of them. I mean, he's been a player, a coach, has worked in the front office. Marks understands all sides of the basketball business.
And Leonard gets it to go.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possession.
Johnson kicks to Embiid. Pass to Jordan. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
You know, Jordan is an accomplished scorer inside. I mean, feels like he can get whatever shot he wants on the block.
Now here's Robertson. Durant with a wide open look. His 3-pointers off the mark. 1:09 left to play here in the first. Pass to Jordan. Johnson outside. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. Well, great to see KD back on the court. That heartbreaking moment where he went down in Game 5 of the 2019 Finals. Wow, so hard, Greg, to watch.
And KD clearly gave everything he had to try and win in the finals. Warriors fans appreciate his efforts. Softened the blow as he left for the Nets. The Warriors ownership already promising to retire Durant's number up in the rafters.
Hard not to appreciate the brilliance of Wall. I mean, a super fast, quick player. A guy who runs the offense exceedingly well.
Markelle Fultz has checked in for the Warriors. Greg, this season is the first time in the last 4 or 5 years that Golden State will not be the prohibitive favorites to win it all.
I mean, back-to-back devastating injuries in the finals. Kevin Durant departing in free agency with time and health. Will they retake the throne? So we'll just have to wait and see.
Boy, Fultz plays with an awful lot of heart. Excellent forcing the defense to fouling on these drives to the rim.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. Robertson, he's checked in for Brooklyn. The Nets with the lead. Teardrop shot. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Page's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Wall. Excellent D that time there from McGee.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
And Wall slams it home.
And he can just fly. Well, we know that about Wall now, that he's got plenty of ways to finish at the rim once he gets up, and beyond.
Kawhi Leonard has been up. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. Hey, guys, what stands out to you from the Nets in this one?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And, you know, for them, guys, it's all about tempo. Keep the pressure on and do so as much as possible.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Moses Malone. And there's JaVale McGee. Then there's Robertson. And it's Murray in at the 2 spot. Passes it to McGee. Leonard against Thompson. Shoots from 12. A putback. No luck. They battled on the glass, but couldn't knock it down. To the paint. Here's Reed. McGee with the block.
Yeah, if you had to pick the top priority for McGee, I think that's it. Contest shots, block shots, hit in the air, use that length to deny shots at the rim. Yeah, he just flat out tricked that one, missed it, and has no one to blame but himself.
And it's Thompson that time on the assist by Wall. And it's a 3-point Warrior lead.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Here is Robertson. Leonard with no one around. And the 3 ball is good. Leonard's got the game tied up here for the Nets.
Leonard has really become so good at catching and firing. I mean, he doesn't allow the defense any time to alter his shot.
Leonard against Thompson. Here's Wall. And he elevates for the slam dunk. JaVale McGee did not like that.
And I just love the way Wall kind of knifes through that defense. He is masterful at slashing to the rim.
Robertson against Wall. Here's Leonard. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. We're talking about defense. Who are some of the best players in the league right now in taking charges?
Yeah, you know, that's a good question, Kevin. As I think about it, a guy like Marcus Smart for the Celtics comes to mind. Kevin Love, when he's on the floor and healthy, is pretty good at drawing charges. The Milwaukee Bucks, Ersan Ilyasova, and Draymond Green falls into that category, too. He does a pretty good job of it.
Kyle Lowry up in Toronto. There are a lot of them.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Ball against Robertson. Here's Leonard. That's good. And Robertson with the assist. 16 points for Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, and from mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money. It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or catch and shoot. He never loses his touch.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
And he's in a complete groove right now. I don't think they can stop him altogether, but they at least need to make him work a little harder than he has been.
So for the Nets, Kevin Durant's checked in for JaVale McGee. Drexler comes in for Leonard. And it's James Harden in for Robertson. Embiid, he's checked in for the Warriors. Johnson comes in for John Wall. The Warriors have shot 3 of 5 at the foul line.
And as a team, excellent a season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
Man, Thompson is phenomenal as a two-way player. A knockdown shooter from everywhere, challenged or unchallenged, and he defends at an elite level, too.
Gobert with the block. And it's the Warriors on the break. They get the rebound. Second chance effort. Malone with the block. KD dishes to Murray. Back to Durant. That shot off the mark. Good D by Johnson. Thompson left side. And it's Thompson with the jam.
When it comes to distributing the ball, nobody does it better than Magic. When one of his guys has a clean look, the ball is there quickly and on target.
And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Drexler passes to Durant. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
And still, he's scoreless. Boy, they could use just a little bit of help from him.
Robertson kicks to Gobert. Golden State moving it around. Johnson outside. High post, Embiid. Shoots over Malone. Here's Gobert. And slam dunk by Gobert.
When he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for them.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
And you know, those second chance opportunities can be game changing. He represents so much value to this team because of what he does.
Now, what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Warriors?
You've got to like the consistency with which they're hitting that mid-range jump.
Something else they've done a good job of tonight, you know, right from the start, is penetrating and scoring.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Pascal Siakam comes in for Andre Robertson. And Michael Jordan subbed in for Thompson. Siakam passes to Jordan. Over Harden. Embiid trying to break loose. Here's Jordan. And it's Malone with the rebound. Malone's got his 6th rebound on the night. Drexler tries yet again. The rebound by Johnson.
He's been ice cold tonight. And, you know, you look at the scoreboard, guys, they really could have used his contribution.
Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Johnson's got the lead up to 7 now for the Warriors.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
And he's got to find other ways to contribute then, because his shot making is not happening right now.
Siakam, 2 points. That one goes. And now it's a 9-point Warrior lead.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Harden outside. 3-pointer. That one's not going to go. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Warriors lead by 9. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. In the second... Thanks for joining us.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of it.
And Golden State looking at who they've got. Johnson is out there with Jordan. Then it's Pascal Siakam. Then it's Reed. And it's Embiid in at the 5, roaming the paint. Outside, KD. Misses the 3.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
Here's Leonard. That's good. And Robertson with the assist. Robertson's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Well, you know, if you're playing Robertson to score, not a bad idea, but that means you're going to leave other guys open, and he'll find them.
Back to Johnson. Leonard with the steal. On deep, Drexler. The rebound by Johnson.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones. And out of the gates here in this second half, they have not started well. 0 of 3.
And finished off by KD.
Well, I love the speed that Durant has. I mean, fantastic at slashing into the paint and scoring right at the rim. That length of stride of his and his speed, lethal combination.
On the wing, Jordan can't get it to go.
Ugh, ugly start. The second half, they've missed their first 4. They've got to get on track. And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
Timeout called the Warriors. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
JaVale McGee's checked in for Malone.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
4 on the clock. Here's Embiid. That one goes. Count it. Embiid's got his first 2 points of the night.
Well, you know, there's only so much you can do against Embiid, guys. I mean, he's such a terrifically skilled offensive player with great size. I mean, he plays pretty much through any kind of contact.
And he is starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Greg, you get so caught up in how great Durant is at scoring that you forget sometimes about his other terrific offensive skills.
You know, KD doesn't really get a lot of recognition for his passing, but he has fantastic vision. I mean, arguably, he might be the most underrated superstar ever. Sees so many double teams and does a great job of getting the ball out to open teammates.
He gets that one.
And when Jordan is in rhythm now, his pull-up game, deadly. Shoots it with such confidence.
Left side, KD. And the rejection by Embiid.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
All with it. He's picked up by KD. Oh, and he misses the dunk.
And you're just not going to see him do that very often. Usually when he rises up, there's a guarantee it's going down.
And Leonard gets it to go.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Bounce pass Embiid. Here's Jordan. That shot, no good. Drexler with the defensive effort. Nets trail by 4. Now the feed to Leonard. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Michael Jordan. Clark, a big part of your game was rebounding. You controlled the glass so well. What's one thing you would tell young viewers if they wanted to improve their rebound?
You know, I'm a little bit out of the norm here, but the biggest thing to me for rebounding is pursuing the ball. Boxing out is important, but pursuing the ball and good timing are the most important elements of rebounding. And that's what I would have players focus on. Pursue the ball.
And the Nets making a change here. Harden's checked in. Reed. McGee with the block. And Leonard has it in the corner. McGee up top. Kicks it out to Harden. Good on the three-point shot. Harden's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Brooklyn.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
Yeah, but also they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Timeout called the Warriors. We have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
And he has absolutely worn them out in the paint. They need to come up with a plan to limit his touches in the interior.
We've got 1:23 left in the third quarter. And Gobert kicks to Reed. Golden State moving the ball around. Here's Jordan. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession.
And checking out some numbers for Gobert. Coming off a terrific season. First in shooting percentage. Third in blocks. And one of the league's most ferocious rebounders. Always working. He was top 5 in that category.
And last year, he really was the poster boy for scoring efficiency. You can count on one hand the number of bad shots he took. And with all the accolades that James Harden has accumulated in his career, Clark, the one thing missing is a championship ring.
And, you know, there's no guarantees for however great you are individually that you'll win a championship. We've got a lot of great players that weren't able to get that done. But, you know, when you think about it, that's one thing that's keeping him from being in the all-time great shooting guard conversation in the eyes of some. Team success is critically important. Championships add to your resume, but I think at the end of the day, when you maximize your individual contributions, that should be worth something in terms of your recognition and accolades.
And you look at the development of how Klay has attacked the rim over his career. What was once a weak spot for him has now become a strength as his finishing improves every year.
Siakam is checked in for Reed. And that one, good. Harden's got 6.
Boy, I think they've lost their intensity. I mean, the defensive pressure is lacking this half.
And the pass to Siakam. Over Durant. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
There wasn't much defensive resistance there, guys, but somehow he blew it anyway. Missed opportunity.
And it's slammed in by Malone.
And, you know, when you get a clean look at the rim, Harden usually will find you. I think he's underrated and undervalued at making his teammates better.
Thompson finds Gobert. Back to Thompson. Shot clock at 5. Drilled from 11 feet out. Thompson's got 4 this quarter. Here is Harden. He has 6. From outside the arc. Can't connect. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Nets out in front. They lead by 4. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Moses Malone out there with Durant. Then there's Robertson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Harden in at the 2-guard position. So that's the Nets 5. Here's Johnson. Nails it from the high post.
Yeah, and you know, Johnson gets it done anywhere on the floor, Kevin, as a scorer. I mean, but he's especially potent from the mid-range area.
Poke loose. Harden kicks to Robertson. three from Leonard. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson. Let's see what the Brooklyn Nets have coming up. On Wednesday, they'll be taking on Jonas Valanciunas and the Memphis Grizzlies. Then on Friday, they'll be playing against LaMarcus Aldridge and the San Antonio Spurs. Here's Malone. Harden the pass to Durant. Malone trying to break free. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's hard to avoid fouling Durant, but the problem is he hits nearly 90% of his free throws for his career.
And the Warriors making a change here. Embiid's checked in.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Johnson kicks to Thompson. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Nets leading by 4. Robertson outside. Pass to Harden. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
You know, no matter how you feel about James Harden, you've got to respect his love for the game. I mean, he absolutely lives and breathes basketball, and that passion has driven him to become the player he is today.
Free throw good, James Harden. And Clark, last year Harden was quoted in saying, most players don't really love basketball.
Well, I don't know about most. That seems a bit extreme. Maybe he feels that they don't love it as much as he does, which certainly you could understand. But I can say that very few players have the drive and determination to improve their game the way Harden has. That's part of why he's been an MVP.
All the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without foul.
Net shooting around 40% from the floor here. Durant against Johnson. Malone outside. Shot clock at 6. Back to Durant. This one for 3. Drills it from outside.
Boy, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
Johnson, the pass to Embiid. Down low. Gobert dishes to Johnson. Again with the block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. Kicks it out to Robertson. And the Nets, another 3.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. And Clark, throughout your NBA career, you always wore number 33. How'd you end up picking that number?
Well, it goes back to my idolization of Lou Alcindor at the time, who is now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was the first big, graceful guy I saw do a little bit of everything in his days at UCLA, and then I digested all kinds of books and stories about him and just really admired his work on and off the court. Because he wore 33, I chose 33.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Hey, during that last break, I heard the Warriors coach as he addressed the team. To be honest, he was fired up. He asked his team, how badly do you want this? Because those guys over there, they're going to give it everything they've got, which means we have to do the same. See if they can match them emotion for emotion. Kevin?
Thanks, David.
You know, there are differing opinions as to who the best defensive player in the league is, but no matter what, Kawhi is always in the discussion.
Johnson from outside. Rebounded by the Nets.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3. Oh, great ball movement there.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Warriors. It's a 13-point game. We're playing host to Toronto for the next one. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for him.
Well, you certainly can't fault him as the reason they're behind. He's been on target and on top of his game.
And stolen by Jordan. Throws up and slam dunk by Jordan.
Tell you what, Jordan's such a strong defender. outstanding at reading the opposition and pouncing on those steals.
Robertson passes to Malone. That's in, coming off the assist from Robertson. Robertson's got assist number 9 now. Wow, what an effort here tonight. Robertson against Johnson. Kicks to Embiid. Pass to Siakam. Off target from three-point range. Nets leading by 11. Robertson outside. .153 left in the game. Dishes to KD. That's tipped. Passes to Johnson. Shoots over KD. Johnson's shot is off.
Boy, he knows he should have knocked that one down, especially with the defense not giving much of an effort.
And there's the pass to Leonard. Malone trying to break free. Warriors with the rebound. Johnson's got his 4th rebound in this one. 1:12 left in the 4th quarter. Siakam outside. Here's Embiid. Tries to save it. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. The Nets making a switch here. Drexler's checked in. They can burn some clock if they want to.
And get a little breather as well.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Nets.
And the big difference here was accuracy from three-point range.
And once they started sinking shots, it really stretched out the D and created other opportunities. And anytime they got space, they seemed to just knock down another triple.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And they've taken control of the season series. This brings them to 2-0 with 1 game left against this squad.
And believe you me, they'll be gunning for the sweep in that 3rd meeting.
Outside Durant, the 3. The putback.
Not enough ticks left on the clock to save them tonight.
Not by a long shot. It's all but official.
It's Porter outside. It's hauled in by Jokic. Murray kicks to Hill. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and